more than we can handle on our own, we have to say, God, I need your help. And he says, Lord, if there's many or there's few, you're still God. Lord, no matter what we face today, you can deliver me. And the Lord heard his prayer, and the Lord answered and smote those Ethiopians. And so the nation of Judah had a great victory, and they plundered city after city. And the prophet comes to him, and we pick it up in our text, chapter 15, verse 2. And the prophet comes to Asa and says, God is with you. When you are with him, he is with you. And when you seek him, you will find him. But if you forsake him, he will forsake you. And when King Asa heard that word, he was so stirred and encouraged that he brought even more reform, and he started tearing down more idols. And he told the people, we're going to assemble together. We're going to worship God. We're going to have the holidays again. We are going to set our hearts to seek him. But Asa's own mother, Micaiah, she was an idolater. She loved worshiping idols. And in the palace, in his own home, she had carved a wooden statue, like a totem pole, an Asherah pole, a crude image, it says. And every time he'd walk in and out, he'd be seeing her offer incense or burn things on the altar. And he said, enough, Mom! Mom, you're fired. Kind of cold. My mom was here last service. I said, Mom, just plug your ears. Mom, you're fired. Oh, I didn't do it. He said, Mom, you can't be the queen no more. We're going to serve God. And you don't want to serve God. You can't live here anymore. This is a problem. And he was so zealous about seeking God. And then another enemy appeared. The nation of Israel started building up a rival city at Ramah. They started fortifying the walls in the cities. And they said nobody's allowed to go to Judah. Nobody can go to Jerusalem. And so he begins to panic. And he goes to the royal treasury. He goes to the temple. And he takes all the silver and all the gold that belonged to the Lord. And he paid off a king named Ben-Hadad. And he said, Ben-Hadad, remove yourself from your alliance with the king of Israel. And he did. And so the king of Israel had no more help. And the soldiers of Judah moved in, and they won the victory. And things seemed on the outside to be very good. But then another prophet comes to the king and said, King Asa, the eyes of the Lord are searching throughout the whole earth, looking for faithful people. Was it too much when God delivered a 1,000,000-man army to you that you had to rely on King Ben-Hadad? Why didn't you trust God again? You trusted him with the big things. Why couldn't you trust him with something smaller? And the king's heart had changed. And he got angry at the prophet. And he said, lock this man up. Shortly after that, his feet began to get diseased, began to rot. And instead of seeking God, he sought the doctors. And he would die in his disease. And they would give him a great burial, and all the nation would mourn for him. Here we see a person like us. Somebody that wants to follow God, but makes some mistakes. That slips, that stumbles. If you and I are going to win all the great victories that God has promised us, you have to receive him and be with him. You have to seek after him, and then you'll find him. But don't ever forsake the Lord. We have many troubles, many trials.